Well, alrighty, fellas. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing today? What's up? What's up? Just some typical Patrouski PokeMMO shiny hunting today. Honestly, nothing super special planned, I guess, aside from like the shinies we're hunting. Someone asked me what shinies I'll be hunting today, and I mentioned I'll be doing a honey tree run, which I'm gonna go ahead and start casually doing now, starting now. There's a lot of rares from here. It's like Munchlax, Combi, Cherubi, Pinsir Heracross, some fantastic. There's so many good, actually, so many good shinies from these trees. And then secondly, I plan to be doing some breeding for profit. I have a Beldum that I want to breed, for example. That'd be crazy if that turned out shiny, but you could always hope for the best. And then I also have actually been stocking up my mail a little bit with Nintedas. And since I was gifted a fair amount of XP candies, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do some Shedinja encounters. That's not something I normally do. I don't know. I'm going to have to learn that a little bit, but it'll be a lot of fun. So if you ever want to see someone shunt for literally probably the second rarest shiny, if not like top 2, top 3 rarest shinies in all of PokeMMO, shiny Shedinja / secret shiny Shedinja, today is a day where you could actually see at least a few encounters to see what it looks like. I did a Ditto box for the first time in the Discord, and it literally sold in 5 seconds, bro. They are in high demand. Absolutely, dude. You have to think about it as well. Like, anytime someone needs Dittos at all for a shiny, they need around 30,000 on average, right? So it's just going to take a long time. There's just always going to need to be so many in demand. Like, if only 10 people in the entire PokeMMO server are going for a rare shunt, right? That's 300,000 Dittos needed. 300,000 Dittos needed. Like, how many hours of Ditto? What do you get? Like 40 Dittos an hour, I would guess. 40 to 60. Let's guess 40, right? Just for 10 people to complete their shunts. Oh my goodness, look at that. Just for 10 people to complete their egg hunts, it would take 7,500 hours of Ditto hunting. 7,500 hours of Ditto hunting just for 10 people to complete. Like, that's how long term, how difficult. Man, Ditto boxes have been around for quite a long time now. Yeah, speaking of showing my playtime, I'm only at 7,500 hours. I know, like, some people say only, oh, it's so crazy, but like, when I've been playing the game for 11 years, 7,500 hours in 11 years is honestly not that impressive at all, in my opinion. Someone recently posted on the forums that they reached 20,000 hours playtime, which that was seriously impressive. That was like, I've heard of other people claiming 20k hours, but didn't have it on one character, so it was kind of like word of mouth. This might have been the first time I've seen someone like screenshot 20k hours on one account logged. Honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of embarrassing it took us that long. Clearly, we PokeMMO players don't go hard enough. I always talk about how, like, I logged around 18 to 20,000 hours in old school RuneScape in around 4.5 years. And it took PokeMMO players like 12 years to do that. 11? Come on, guys. We clearly got to pitch up the pace. Let's log more hours, fellas. The lack of content makes it hard to clock in 20,000 hours. It's basically the same thing over and over again. As for OSRs, there's so much content. I don't know, man. I would say, I always tell people, I think there's a lot of unique stuff to do in PokeMMO. Now, I would say RuneScape is better about, and I put a lot of RuneScape, right? RuneScape is better about having distinct skills. So it's like distinct things you can go do, right? Whereas in PokeMMO, you kind of have to make up those distinct things for yourself, like shiny hunting, XP training, collecting specific shinies, breeding, vanity, like all that stuff's a little more, like doing Battle Frontier, Repel Trick shunting. There are some really niche shunts that people don't even know about, like the Shedinja hunt, the Repel Trick hunt, the Volcarona soft reset hunt that existed for a few weeks before that was nerfed out, unfortunately. There's some really cool stuff. I like that there's a lot of people in my comments recently who have been doing a lot of research and really learning about the niche intricacies of PokeMMO, like things like level 17 Gyaradoses, right? I actually saw one of these listed on the GTL earlier. Level 17 Gyaradoses are kind of a weird niche phenomenon that shouldn't exist, but do. There's things like no OT Pokemon. That was a unique bug from a Christmas event or so ago. What else? There is 255 EV Pokemon. These are all things that I've talked about here and there, but it's cool to like have all these niche, interesting collectibles. I think there is, people always say, the more you play PokeMMO, the more you realize how much there is to do, and the more you realize, like, you literally could spend a lifetime playing PokeMMO and never finish, let alone never finish all the content, but never finish all of your own goals. But it's less directly shown to you. At first, I thought you were saying lack of content in terms of, like, videos and like stuff surrounding PokeMMO, which is actually absolutely true, right? Like until, not that people weren't doing it before me, but I am lucky enough and fortunate enough to be one of the first people to really take PokeMMO to more of the, I wouldn't say mainstream, but a little bit larger, right? Spread the word a little bit, right? But before me, like the biggest PokeMMO channel was like 2,000 subscribers or something, which is a shame in my opinion because the game is so fantastic, right? And I was just fortunate enough to be like the lucky one who was able to take it to a larger audience and hopefully spread the word, right? But for like 10 years of this game's history, I'm a person, I love watching YouTube videos. I love watching streamers. Like, I know as a viewer, I enjoy all of this stuff with my hobbies. If I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, I want fun tips and tricks and facts in the background while I play. If I'm learning about retro video games, if I'm learning about tennis, like whatever the hobby may be, I'm watching videos on it in the background to learn more and more and like totally absorb myself into that hobby. And I try to be that for PokeMMO actively. So if you want to argue like the reason why people don't have as many hours in PokeMMO is due to the lack of, I think content creation is like actually really, really pivotal to a game's success and long-term enjoyment and entertainment. So hopefully me and all of the other, there's so many new up and coming creators that are killing it, just continue to breathe life into this game for many, many more years to come. All right, I checked out my honey trees. Let's go breed for some profit. I think that could be a lot of fun today. We're going to head over to Unova to do it because there's a lot of cool people who go breed over at Unova. I have a Beldum that I bought yesterday that I want to go ahead and see what I can do. I kind of paid a lot for it, but I think it could be worth a lot more after one quick breed. All right, so here is the Beldum. I was going to say here it is, but now it's like, how far back is it? Right here. What did I pay for this? I don't know if it's going to be my trade log still. Yeah, it's Ninkata's. I think I paid like 44K for this. Like, it was not cheap. However, dude, did you see it? Did you see, like, how good is this? Like, Jolly Nature, 31 attack, 20 plus in ever. Like, this is a fantastic Beldum that I think I'm going to be able to breed really, really nicely. The hard part's going to be finding a breeder for this is going to be kind of expensive because I'm going to have to Everstone the nature. So I'm either going to have to do Beldum and look for this. 125K is way too much. Let's see Metang. I'm going to check Metang and Metagross because it's worth it here. Okay, neither of those. Let's do Ditto. Like, damn, look at this. The cheapest Ditto for this breed being 100K is definitely brutal, right? So let's say I buy this Ditto and I pay, what would the math on that be? 100 plus 45K. I end up paying like 165K for this breed, maybe 170K after listing fees, something like that, right? Let's see. Let's make sure that this breed's actually worth it. I'm pretty sure it is, but let's double check. And the way I would do that is I would just price check what would this sell for, and then bam. I mean, that's not really accurate, obviously, as you can see, but I think I could easily, if this is going for 500, probably could end up selling this for like 250 to 300K, and it's going to cost me 160. So I'm going to end up like doubling my money, even though it's like once again, an expensive Ditto to buy, right? To get the breed going, it's going to end up being worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. We are going to come over here, get a speed brace, and then put an Everstone on the Beldum. Boom, boom. This would be a dream Pokemon for this to just randomly pop out shiny would be incredible. Look at this. Breeding for profit, man. Incredible stuff right now. 2x31 attack and speed. Jolly Nature on a Metagross. Ready to be competitive. Perfect. Just like that. I'm curious about your hotbar. Why the 3 missing spots? I think I just unbound those for like mysterious balls at some point and then never rebound them. Those spots definitely shouldn't be empty. It's a good question. And then is binding Leppas faster than using the pop-up menu? No, these are all great. These are 2 great questions, dude. The only reason I have the Leppas bound is to see how many Leppas I have. That's actually it. So what I would usually do is I would usually have my fishing rod bound to F. And then over here, I would usually have Sweet Scent bound, but certain times you'll actually see me unbind my Sweet Scent key or unbind my teleport key for different reasons. So if you see me unbind my Sweet Scent key, I'm usually doing a single encounter hunt and I don't want to accidentally muscle memory click Sweet Scent and then get like a Tranquil shiny, right? Or like some shitty shiny, like a Ponyta from accidentally Sweet Scent. I do that sometimes. And then you'll see me unbind teleport if I'm like single encounter hunting and I'm at a spot that's pretty far from a PC, and I sometimes will like fat finger or misclick or muscle memory click teleport and waste some time that way. So sometimes you will see me unbind those for those reasons. All right, looking for some cool rares to breed today. I'm feeling Larvesta. I don't know why. I'm just kind of thinking, like, look at this. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 9K for that, 20 plus and a bunch of stats. I could just see it. Ready to cook. This one's timid. I'm going to buy that. We can do something with that. Sure. Look at these. Whenever you see recently listed Pokemon like this, right? There's a decent chance they are underpriced. Even this one, actually. This one's female as well. A lot of recently listed Larvestas. Somebody's catching them. I'm going to go ahead and buy all those up. Now I'm going to go one by one, get breeders for all these. So this one doesn't have a nature at all. It is female. Buying a bug breeder for this is going to be way cheaper. So let's do bug. I'm probably just going to go ahead and put 31 special defense on it. Honestly, like 31 special defense is really nice on a Pokemon like this. Because that Quiver Dance raising that status, like this is going to be a super cheap breed, dude. Like this is actually so nice. I'm probably just going to go ahead. I'm actually going to buy this one because this one has higher special attack and speed stats. Ooh, this one's actually so good. I don't know if this is going to breed with one of my other ones, but that one's super good. So I'm going to buy that up. Why not? Let me grab a brace for it really quick. This is a hyper cheap, a kind of disgustingly cheap Larvesta breed. I'm not going to lie, man. Might be a good... If you guys see those cheap bud breeders for good Pokemon like this... Oh, brace on the wrong Pokemon. Wait a minute. But this might be... Wait a minute. Sorry. Let me fix this. Let me fix this breed really quick. Put that on the actual Wurmple. Why does Twitch say Pokemon MMO 3D and not just PokeMMO? Unfortunately, PokeMMO doesn't have its own category, which is really funny because everybody streams PokeMMO under this category and nobody streams Pokemon MMO 3D because that game is really bad, unfortunately. So we're going to let that roll. If this comes out, the nature roll is going to be we'll have to see how that happens. Let's see. What else do we have? Do we need to have another one that needs special defense? Because we could just go ahead and brace that. This one needs defense. This one, like, might be worth to go ahead and... But it needs speed and... Let's check that breeder. Could we high roll? It was a Nincada that I bought. It was this. I bought a bunch of Nincadas. Let's see. This one's also bold, though. Like, this could actually... That's just a good nature for a Volcarona. I might hang on to this and look for a different breeder for it. This is just so interesting. We're going to throw that in here for a quick sec. Let's look for a cheaper, more interesting breeder for this Larvesta. So what I would do here is I would do 20 plus HP, 20 plus defense, probably 31 special attack, and like 23 speed to high roll it up a little bit. Special defense, similar situation, just trying to high roll it up a little bit. I want to get the timid nature. We're going to do bug, gender male. Everstoning this early into a breed is kind of risky. I wouldn't normally recommend doing this. Might have to lower some stuff here. It's going to be an awkward breed. It's kind of like a gambling breed. I'm going to just buy this Wurmple for 16k. That's fine. That's a really high price for that, but it could turn out really good for me. I'm going to go ahead and get a special attack brace. Put that on the Wurmple. And then we are going to carry over the nature. This could be real. This is like a gambling kind of breed. This could be extremely good or it could be kind of mediocre, and I'll have to fix it up a bit more. But 31 guaranteed. Hopefully we medium roll there. Hopefully medium or high roll on the speed. Other than that, looking pretty solid. This could be really good. This could be very, very good. Let's see our Beldum hatched. Jolly. 20 is fantastic. It even high rolled special attack, which like isn't super relevant obviously on a Jolly one, but let's see what we can go sell this for now. So 20 plus Beldum, 31 right there, 31, 31, 20 plus, 20 plus. Let's see what we're looking at. We checked earlier and it was like really, really high, but why is Larvesta profitable? Pretty much any desired Pokemon's profitable because the real answer is Volcarona is one of the most powerful Pokemon in PvP. Yeah, Volcarona is super, super scary. One of the scariest Pokemon. After one Quiver Dance, Larvesta can just sweep teams. Pokemon is super, super scary. Jolly nature, not really anything comparable. Let's check out Metagrosses and stuff. So what I would do here, if I see nothing comparable, I would check out Matang and Metagross. 450k, just still super high. I'm going to go ahead and sell this thing for 250. Once again, I paid around 160, I think, for this breed. So this is just... insane profits to be had. Insane. I could even go a little higher, but I probably could sell that for higher, but I'm gonna go 250 on it. I think it's reasonable. Larvesta, this one is hasty. I'm gonna put a 31 defense on this. The defense stats on Larvesta are super relevant. Egg group bug, we'll do male. We'll do 31 defense. We'll keep these all 20 plus. And do I need to do... We probably don't have to brace anything on this one. We'll see what this goes for. Probably pretty cheap. 4K. 4K Pokeyen. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. Buy a defense brace. Put it on the Spinnerack. Head to the daycare, man. See how this looks. Literally nothing even needed on the other Larvesta. Going to be 20 plus in all the stats. 31 defense is relevant. Don't want to pay for gender. It would increase the price dramatically. This Larvesta hatched. Came out Jolly Nature, which is not good, but that's okay. Let's see what this sells for. I might just rebreed this, but we'll see what it sells for. The way that I would first price check this Larvesta is just do 20 plus in every stat that it needs. It doesn't need attack. And I would just kind of head and see what happens. Like, this one's honestly, I kind of want to buy this one. This one's cheap, man. 15. These both are really cheap, actually. 15k, 31 defense. That could get pretty interesting. But let me not get too distracted. This one's timid for 55k. It's a great nature. This one's lonely. Just unusable. That's an expensive breeder right there. I'd probably go ahead and I'd probably buy these two, hilariously. I think I'm gonna buy these two and then either sell, or I might just breed this one up because I think it'll sell so much faster when bred up. I'm trying to think though. It's kind of tough to make that decision. Sometimes breeding something up to make it sell faster is just so much better. I know this was a pretty cheap breed though. I'm going to go ahead and I'm happy to cycle it out and just go ahead and get it going for 35k. I think it's a super fair price for that. We'll see if somebody bites on it just to rebreed it once. Did this one randomly roll timid, or did we Everstone? No, this is the Everstoned one. Unfortunately, the special defense did low roll. So we're going to have to rebreed that, I think, with some sort of... Ooh, yeah, that's awkward. I'll definitely rebreed that. Then these two were bought to be bred. Yeah, the unfortunate situation here is that I kind of have to buy a Ditto since this one came out male. I could check other Larvestas, I guess, and see if there's a female Larvesta for cheaper with these stats. Or I could breed my own breeder. That's something that I talk about that is decently worth to do at times. I might go ahead and just breed my own breeder, honestly. I caught a 3x31 Munchlax in Berry Forest and sold it for 350k. Why are they so expensive? Munchlax, hilariously, is one of the more expensive Pokemon to breed up, right? Because you have to use Incense or whatever to actually make it a Munchlax, right? Munchlax are also needed for payday pickup. Some people like to use Munchlax, but so when you breed up a Munchlax, think about it like this, right? You know how you can like breed two 1x31 Pokemon together to create a 2x31? You can't really do that with Munchlax because one of the Snorlaxes, one of the Pokemon, has to have an Incense. So you have to, if you want a 3x31 Munchlax, right? You have to take a 2x31 Munchlax and then get a 3x31 breeder, or Snorlax, sorry. So Incense the Snorlax and then get the 3x31 breeder and then brace one of the IVs. So that's like how you have to do that. It's pretty tough. Opinions on alpha breeding for profit. Alpha breeding for profit can be extremely high reward, but also kind of risky depending on if a new alpha swarm drops or like with the timing of stuff. All right, now what do I do with all these Larvestas? I'm getting distracted and now I've got to figure out what's going on here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just make a breeder for this, most likely. Or I could just pay 66k for the Ditto and be a little lazy. Honestly, I'm down to do that today. I'm already starting to, the more you breed, man, the more you'll lose focus. And I'm already starting to lose focus. So let me just go ahead and buy. Thankfully, someone, wait, what happened? Did someone, oh, okay. I was like, did someone list cheaper Dittos while I was talking? But no. I'll just buy this one for 66k. It's not cheap. It may even be a loss on profit. We'll have to see. But you know what? That's fine. We'll go ahead and brace this, Everstone this. Get this breed going. I don't know if I'll be making profit on this one anymore, which is okay. I mean, it's timid. I don't know. I think I might be, and we'll see. If I EV trained this, there's always the option. If you lose profit on a breed, you have two options. You can sell it for a little bit of a loss and save your time, and that's okay. Or you could honestly, if you're stubborn, you can just go EV train it and XP train it, depending on the Pokemon, depending on the stats and everything, and sell it and guarantee that profit a little bit. Okay, I might actually be able to find a really cheap breeder for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Timid, Ditto, because it's male. Like, I might just buy this one for, yeah, for 4k. I think I'm going to do that. Or this one, probably, actually, let's do a 25 plus in special attack and speed. Then they're 10k. What about 24 plus? Well, not this stat, sorry. That can be whatever. Do 24 there. Still 10k. Let's do let's just do 20 plus and see. This one's got like 20, 29, 30, 23. I might grab this one for 7k. This is 20. That's a big difference. I'll go for 7K. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy this Ditto. I'm going to Everstone that Ditto. I'm going to Defense Brace this Larvesta. And dude, all of a sudden, now we have like an incredible Volcarona comp that like this did not cost much money. Like this was a pretty darn cheap Volcarona comp. I'm going to go ahead and create here really quick. All right, next breed. Let's just go ahead and look for like a 31 speed. Probably a 31 speed Ditto. Let's see what's cheaper. 31 speed special attack. I'm fine with either. We'll just brace the defense. We'll have to do Ditto here, obviously. 7,500, not bad at all. This one's 9,700 though, not that much more for 28 special attack. That's probably worth grabbing. Let's see what special attack is. You probably want the speed though. It's so much cheaper to go special attack though. I'm gonna go ahead and go for that, honestly. So we're gonna do here is we're gonna go just get braces for both, so defense and speed. This is gonna come out pretty nice. Let's see the daycare man right here. I love breeding, man. Breeding for profit and stuff, so fun. Oh, I put the wrong, wait a minute, did a special attack brace. Oops. All right, here we go. This should look a lot better. I always remind you guys, and I always tell you, if you ever see an egg animation, if you ever see an egg hatching animation on my stream at all, it means I got a shiny, because I have the setting, one of the best settings. One of the quickest updates PokeMMO ever got was them adding, where is it at, the hatching animations to only shiny. When they added hatching animations, someone put out a forum post that was like, hey, could you add an only shiny option? This got added in like 2 days. This was actually unbelievable. Do you think there should be a feature for searching OTs? The only problem with that is it might be too much for the game to load every single username in the entire game, right? To try to like search the GTL for OTs. That's kind of a lot. Man, these Larvestas came out really, really nice, honestly. Let's go ahead and see what these sell for. Timid. So like, dude, if I search Timid, 31 special attack, 20 plus in every other stat, the cheapest one is 220k. Now, obviously mine isn't worth that, but that's crazy. I probably just end up going like this. I'm probably going to go 150k or something. I think that's super reasonable. Even 130. I forget exactly how much I paid for this. It might have been around that price, but I don't think for all of them. I'm definitely making profit on some of these. Let's check the next one. Wait, did I just sell the wrong one possibly? Yeah, I just listed the wrong one, to be fair. Oopsies. That's okay. I don't know which one that one was. Oopsies. This one I meant to list for 150k. That happens sometimes. Oops. Wrong Larvesta. This is what happens when you breed too many of the same Pokemon. You probably shouldn't breed. That one sold instantly for 150, or one of them did. That's big. Okay. This one, Timid. Let's see. Timid. Let's price check this. For this one, I'm just going to do Timid and then 20 plus in every stat. And then we'll see. This one's 55k in 31 speed. Mine's defense. I'm happy to go ahead and just go like 45k, maybe 50k. I think 50k is honestly fair for it. We'll list it. I think it's got 30 special attack. Speed's a little low, obviously, but beginner-ish comp. One more egg hatching. Okay, this Larvesta got sent back to us. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just rebreed this. I think it was kind of silly of me, honestly, to sell it off. Even like I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually, I think it is worth. It's so cheap to rebreed. The nature is missing. I can just go ahead and do 20 plus, 20 plus, 20, 31 in male bug, and then brace both. Like these are, dude. It's just, yeah, stuff like this, man. Breeding is so ridiculously, stupidly cheap right now that you probably shouldn't be selling off any like incomplete breeds. It's literally just better to go ahead and bite the bullet and rebreed it. Like I'm gonna go ahead and put a speed brace on the Spinarak, special defense brace on the Larvesta on the top, I believe. This one, nope, the wrong one. And this is why I don't breed too many of the same Pokemon like this, guys. Alrighty, here's the breed coming out super nice. We'll let that hatch. This one hatched 2 times with Hasty. Honestly, Hasty is like, it's not ideal. You actually do want that defense on a Larvesta like that. But I'm gonna list this one off. Moo Moo. I haven't been donated Moo Moo milks in quite a while. Thanks for this, Little Flame. I wonder how many people even know the Moo Moo milk joke. Like this was a thing when I was shiny hunting for Miltank towards the release of Johto. Haven't seen Moo Moo milks added to the pile in quite a while. And next up, let's try to sell this Larvesta. 31 special attack, 20 plus and everything. 165k for 3 times. So that's actually so cheap for naive. This is like kind of usable. I'm probably gonna end up selling this one for probably just like a flat 100k, honestly. Maybe even less. Ooh, I'm trying to think. I might go flat 100k on this. Maybe even like 90. Decent base price on it. I think 100 is fair. We're gonna go 99k on it. See if it sells. Not that much, but there we go. Pretty fair. I don't know how much profit was made between all these, but I mean, I sold a lot of them pretty quickly. Got a lot of my Pokeyen back pretty quickly there. We're gonna collect a lot of this small stuff. We got another Larvesta sell. A lot of good breeding for profit today. I want to do a little more. Oh, 2 Larvestas, 100k, 150. Yeah, that's big profits getting churned here. One more to go ahead and sell. Another Larvesta selling. Some big, I don't know what Pokeyen I started with, but solid Pokeyen there. Okay, that was a lot of breeding for profit. I'm going to go ahead and increase my encounter counters. I never remember how many breeds I do exactly, so I always kind of increase it by a little bit, but not too much. I'm going to go ahead and up it to from 178 to 185. I'm sure I did at least 7 breeds. Pretty guaranteed of that there. May have done more, but I'd rather underestimate than overestimate my encounters. Another Larvesta selling. We're gonna go ahead and go grab ours. Well, actually, no. I want to do something that I've never done before, which would be a lot of fun. Thanks for the milk, dude. Toros, your username is Toros Milk. So we're gonna head over to a fun location to do this because I've never done anything like this before, and I want to do it. Let's do it at the Pokemon League in Unova. Why not? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make some Shedinjas. I haven't ever Shedinja hunted with XP candies before. For those who don't know, Shedinja is one of the rarest shinies in all of PokeMMO. It's an incredibly difficult shunt. I have a ton of videos talking about it. There's none on the GTL right now. Let me show you why. Let me show you why it's such a weird, peculiar hunt. Okay, I think I'm ready. This is something that I've never done before. So I have a bunch of Ninkadas here. I'm actually going to move them over to this box so it's a little cleaner. I have a bunch of Ninkadas here, as you can see. I've done this a little bit with XP training via Hordes. Never done this like this. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pop a Shiny Charm. I have Shiny Charm and Donator status active. This is for one of the top 3 rarest shinies in all of PokeMMO. Keep in mind, I'm going to actually buy some more Ninkadas while I'm at it. We're going to have some fun with this. Do a couple. Now I'm going to be using XP candy larges to level them all up. Okay? That's going to be the plan. We're going to use XP candy larges. Let's just go ahead and start. We'll do the rest in a bit. I want to show you guys. It's just so cool. Okay. So what you need is you need Pokeballs and you need empty party space. Okay? This is once again for one of the rarest shinies in all of PokeMMO. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and pop my Shiny Charm. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to use XP candy larges. I probably should have prepared this a little bit better, but that's okay. Candy larges. We're actually going to keybind these to 3. We're going to use them on Ninkata. 1 is not quite enough. Someone told me 1 XP candy L would take it from level 1 to 20, but they were wrong. Typical misinformation in chat. That's okay. Unfortunate, but good to know. We got to learn ourselves, fellas. Let's go ahead and do XP candy medium maybe over here. Am I gonna have to buy more of these? That'll put it 2 levels. So yeah, it seems like 1 XP candy L and 1 XP candy medium. Gotcha. Yeah, chat was wrong. That's okay. That's fine. So this is what it looks like. So whenever you evolve one like this, it's going to turn into a Ninjast, and then it's also going to split off into a Shedinja shell over here. And the chance of that Shedinja being shiny is 1 out of 30,000. Right? It's 1 out of 30,000. So the best you can do is just hope to get that roll. It is, you have to go through all of this, go through all of that text as well. Yeah, we're going to see how this goes. This will be, I've never hunted this like this before. Does your encounter counters go up when you get a Shedinja? No, you have to add certain things like that manually to GEC. So I will have to do that. You're not doing the logout trick. Doing the logout trick on stream is not viable because I'd be leaking my username every time, which opens me up to more hacking opportunities, Sosa. Hey guys, take a shot every time Ninjast wants to learn double team. Dude, you're going to be cooked by the end of the stream. You're going to make the hatch location the E4 of Unova. You know what? Let's go somewhere a little more special. I'm going to head over to my favorite city in all of Pokemon. Let's head over to Celadon City in Kanto. A lot of good memories there. Dude, I'm a huge fan. This exact location I'm a huge fan of. I have so much nostalgia here. Channel 3 specifically, Celadon City upstairs. Spent so much time here back in 2013, 2014. Okay, the real Giga Brain strat would have been to grab all of these Ninkatas and give them all one large XP candy and then put them back into the PC and then get them all out and then pop charm. If that makes, do all that pre-charm, then pop charm and then just use medium candies on them, if that makes sense. That's actually, that would have been the way better strat, 100%. That would have been way more efficient. You got to learn somehow though. I've never done this before, so it's been cool to test. This is the perfect example of like, it's so fun to, if you're burnt or tired, I've been dry for a while on this shunt. Mix it up, dude. Try something new. This is a shunt, a kind of shunt that I've never done before. It's super unique. It's really interesting to go try. It's really refreshing to go try a shunt like this. So even if you go do Ninkata for like 60 encounters, 10, 20 encounters, dude, everybody go try it, you know? It's fun to learn a little bit every day when playing PokeMMO. Yeah, absolutely missed. I'm dry, so why not try something hard/new for a while? Dude, when you're dry is the perfect time to just go mentally switch it up and just try something you never normally would, man. Do a few. I've heard so many stories of people just doing just a few like Charmander eggs and getting the shiny. And it's always incredible when you hear that. If you get 4,000 XP from a Tenna Horde, couldn't you do the same shunt pretty efficiently without paying for candies? No. I've done a lot of videos about this hunt. Before candies existed, this hunt was way harder. So the problem with using Tenna Hordes and XP training with this hunt without paying for candies is you end up getting a shit ton of shiny tentacles, right? Before the Shedinja. So what happens is you end up getting like 20 shiny tentacles on the way to one Shedinja on average, I think was the math. Which you can only imagine takes a metric shit ton of time, right? It is way slower, absolute ridiculously slower to do the hordes for XP versus XP candies are more expensive for sure, but they made this hunt 1,000,000 times easier. Like XP candies changed this hunt for the course of history. Do you prefer shiny Riolu or Shedinja? I'm not. Lucario is definitely cool, and I get it. I like Shedinja more because I like bug type, and it's rarer for sure, which is neat to me. But a lot of people love to go for Lucario, a very standout shiny, which is cool. What Pokemon do you hate the most? Scizor, because of its competitive play use and because of its lack of interactability, unless you specifically plan around hard countering for it. I totally forgot about this, Neo, but you're 1,000,000% correct. One of the cool. This is why. Okay. People always meme on PokeMMO for like not always putting every little detail of updates on an update log, but one of the most exciting times in PokeMMO history, I loved this to death, was when they released secret shinies. They did it in fucking secret. They didn't tell anybody. So the only way we found out about secret shinies was that someone like sold or posted a secret shiny, Bellsprout on the GTL. And it was like you couldn't specifically search for secret shinies. Like this was before this existed. Like it was just some random shiny Bellsprout on the GTL had 3 stars next to it, right? Had a different logo, had a different symbol. And everybody had to be like, what the hell is that? Like that was one of the coolest, it was one of the most interesting fucking times. That was seriously like rediscovering the game for the first time. It felt so neat. Now here's the sad thing about a hunt like this is once you can't do anything with these guys. To be fair, actually, wait, that's a crazy. Oh, I actually did an accidental. Wait a minute. There's an Ninkata in here that I turned into a Ninjask on accident. Let me grab that I wanted to use as a breeder. Oopsies. That's okay. We'll just move that over to this box, and then these will all get released. So Pizzarino, these have no value. Release all these Pokemon. Okay, good call, chat. You can definitely do 3 Ninkatas per. I was used to like doing it via horde training and stuff. You can definitely just do 3 per batch with XP candies or 3 per inventory, which is super nice. Good call, good call. Good. It's good to like stream stuff like this and get little micro corrections. It helps me improve so much faster. I recently started OU and I'm at 650 ELO with a 66% win rate, but my LP gains went from 15 to 3. Why is that? Dude, congratulations. That's super good. It probably is because of the players you're playing against, right? So if you only got 3 ELO or like SR, LP, whatever you want to call it, right? You probably check who you played against. You probably played against a lower ELO player. I always tell people, if you're a lower ELO player, playing against higher ELO players is actually so good. Even if you're more likely to lose to them, because if you're like a 450 ELO player and you beat like a 650 ELO player, you end up gaining like so much more, like 20 elo or like 15, 16, 20 elo, versus they're gonna lose that much. And that's why like a lot of higher ranked players are actually decently likely to choke against lower ranked players because they're less predictable and they like make crazier plays. And they're also like nervous because you don't want to lose LP against the lower ranked player. I've definitely done that myself, speaking from experience, dude. Yeah, you can definitely, high level players will definitely choke against you. And you got to kind of, as a lower ranked player, take advantage of that and try to snipe out some elo like that. Hey Pat, what kind of metrics would you be interested in seeing from PokeMMO? Average daily users, highest ever number of unique logins, that sort of thing. I think some of the most important data we could get would be, yeah, like concurrent players. Like having the concurrent player base on their like website similar to RuneScape would be sick. And then having the amount of total players, like just player-based stuff in general. I don't think what other data would be like super important. I would love to see like leaderboards, like the player with the most amount of shinies or like the player with the most amount of encounters. Now they'd probably have to start tracking from scratch or tracking from zero once that was released, but I would love to see that. Or like even like steps taken by a player. I don't know, you know, like fun stuff like that. I think leaderboards for random little stats like that could be huge for the game. Or like total numbers of PvP games won, you know? There's so much cool potential there. That question was asked by a Pokeforce dev for reference as well. So that guy is asking, hopefully to like take some insight and perspective to what they could add to another Pokemon MMO to make it even better. Yeah, I'm basically out of Ninkadas. I'm going to go ahead and buy one more just to do one more full inventory. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the Sinnoh spot. We're going to go single encounter for some shinies. All right, there is the last Ninkata. No rarest shiny in all of PokeMMO. That's okay. Understandable, I guess, since I didn't do that many encounters. I did end up doing around, I think, 45 or so encounters in total. I'm going to go ahead and grab all this. We're going to release all this too. I kind of like cleaning up my boxes. I like how clean this hunt is. I kind of like that you get to just do that. But maybe that's a, you know, I don't know. That's a nice thing for me. There we go. Let's head back over to Sinnoh and see what we can do. We'll add 45 encounter. Ooh, a Chansey Swarm. Just kidding. Let's go check that for that rare shiny chance just in case. All right, no Chansey today. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and adjust my encounter counter as well up to 2. We'll do 235. That's around how many Shedinja encounters I did. Now we can head over to Sinnoh. Let's do a Honey Tree run over in Sinnoh and then move over to the Sudowoodo spot. All right, anyways, done my Honey Tree run. 3 minutes left on Charm. I guess I'll go spend it shiny hunting where I can up here at the Sudowoodo spot. A lot of just fun. A lot of different shunting today, which has been fun to mix things up. Could you please make more money-making videos in the Johto region? Dude, honestly, I would like to try. Johto is probably the region I have the least amount of like money-making methods and stuff like that for, since it's just been out for the least amount of time. That's honestly a good shout. And it'd be good to check more of that stuff out. A lot of people did XP candies. XP candies coming from the game through a couple methods. The main one is catching alpha Pokemon, or catching or killing. If you catch or kill alpha Pokemon, you get XP candies. You can also get XP candies from like open and sealed products, like certain Xmas presents, or like red envelopes and stuff, I believe, stuff like that. I don't think what else. There's a couple ways that they come into the game. Dude, I'm going to be honest. Part of me wants to be a little risky. I know I've spent so much time single encountering. Dude, chat's going to tell me not to, because I always... What happens is I always go do a little bit of hordes, and then I always get punished, and I always get a shiny. But I'd be okay with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to Unova. I'm going to do a couple hordes, because I want to do ×3 hordes, okay? Because there's a shiny that I've wanted so bad, and I was inspired. I was inspired the other day from Pokemon Go, okay? The Pokemon that I want here so badly, I think I already have it actually. Trubbish. I want a shiny Trubbish to turn into a Garbador so bad, dude. So bad. So I'm gonna head over to that spot. We're gonna do a few Trubbish encounters and get my encounters up a bit. Okay, I have spent a lot of time at this location. Maybe do a different horde? Nope, I really want Trubbish, man. So, for those who haven't seen me, I have hunted at this spot many times. I have failed at this spot twice. I have gotten 2 Minchinos here. I am hoping to see a shiny Trubbish. It's a shiny that I want so badly. It's like, shiny Garbador is like top 5, probably top 5 shinies for me. Top 5, top 10. It's really, really high up there for me. And I've already gotten 2 shiny Minchino fails, which I don't care for this shiny at all. So hopefully, I'm going to do some extra encounters here. I'm going to risk it. If I get Trubbish, I would be exceedingly happy. If I got Minchino, It's going to be kind of devastating. I'm not going to lie, but we risk it. Yeah, I started Pokemon recently. Do you prefer walking left to right or up and down when looking for a Pokemon in the grass? I love this question. I'm left to right, gang. I'm a horizontal hunter all day. I think that's, yeah, horizontal, right? I prefer that tapping on the keyboard versus like doing A and D versus W and S. Is Modest Steelix still a thing? Yeah, probably. I would probably. I'd be surprised if it had changed that quickly. Modest Steelix, let's see, 52% win rate, 18, almost 19% usage, 43% are going Modest. Life Orb, Sheer Force. It's crazy, man. It's hard to wrap. I mean, I like, there are good reasonings and explanations, and it does make sense, but I think it's fair to say it's hard to wrap my brain around special attacking Steelix being. I think it's a fair statement, you know? I've seen the calculations and I get it, but it's still just like, my brain gets it, my heart can't, dude. It's such a funny, it's so funny, dude. I'm here for it. Hey Pat, new player here. I started last December, so like 5 months ago, or like last December. Completed all the regions by February, and I've recently taken up a challenge to get 100 million Pokeyen by July without flipping, only doing Jimmy runs and stuff, etc. Am I mad? I have 54 mil. You started playing in December, and you have 54 million Pokeyen? You are killing it, dude. You are way ahead of the game. Now, I always tell new players that, like, they can catch up, and if you put in the time and the effort, you can, like, pop the fuck off and, you know, be really, really good. You're the next level. That's impressive, man. 54 mil cash stack from starting in December is wild. In 5 months or so, that's counting like the time to complete the storylines and everything. That's really, really, really impressive. Are you mad? Absolutely. You're probably a little bit crazy, but that's also crazy people succeed in MMOs, man. You're eccentric, right? And you'll fucking go hard, man. More power to you, dude. Good luck on the challenge. How many Leppas should I get before starting a Leppa hunt? This is probably one of the most common questions I get is how many Leppa berries should you have? I mean, it's tough. Like, so it's just math. Like, you can really start with however many you want, right? But I can tell you the numbers of like how many Leppas you're going to need on average per hunt. I think it's 3,000 Leppas. I think the math's pretty easy. I think it's 3,000 Leppas on average for a ×5 horde hunt, because it's 30,000 divided by 10, because it's 10 encounters per Leppa. So 3,000 Leppas on average for a ×5 horde Leppa hunt. And then for a ×3 hunt, it's 30,000 divided by 6, because one Leppa is 2 encounters, so 6 to 5,000. So 3,000 Leppas on average for a ×5 horde hunt with Leppas, and then 5,000 on average for a ×3 horde hunt with Leppas. But once again, you can kind of do it with whatever you want, but it's a really common question. Hopefully that helps you come to your own decision. Hey Pat, any fishing shunts? Fishing shunts are weird. Like, I have a lot of fishing shunts that I want to do, but fishing shunts, in my opinion, feel like the worst shunts to do. The encounters are really slow. It's around 220 encounters per hour. You have to manually pop your lures every time they run out. And then all the rares are gonna... It's like a really... At that point, why would you not just like single encounter hunt? It's really tough to be motivated to go do fishing hunts. I think fishing hunts, especially like during shiny wars and stuff, just not worth doing. Like fishing hunts are just... Yeah. Why would you not do like egg hunts or singles at that point? Fishing hunts are just kind of weird. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a small buff to fishing shunts. Like a small buff. Maybe up it to like 250 encounters per hour. Or just make it so the lures repop. That'd be nice, firstly. But, or I don't know. If fishing shunts were comparable encounters to single encounters, that also would be... That probably makes sense, you know? Like, it probably makes sense if you can do like 300 single encounters per hour and 300 fishing. I don't get why fishing's needs to be slower. But then how do you just like speed up the animation? Like, how do you make it faster? That's a whole balancing topic and decision on its own. And you have to think about, oh, if you speed up the animation for fishing for shiny hunting, not only does that affect shiny, it affects money making as well. So now people can like fish more heart scales per hour. So it's like whenever you have to rebalance anything in Pokemon, man, it's a lot to consider. It's funny, I love Trubbish, but its Evo shiny is meh for me unless I misremember. Dude, Garbador is a great looking shiny in my opinion. Obviously, feel free to have your own, but here, let me show you shiny Garbador. I think Garbador is top 5, top 10 shinies for me. This is I love these colors, man. The like bright lime greens, the oranges, the like teal aqua. I like that Trubbish is like a black trash bag as well. That's pretty cool. But the poof balls, the teeth on Garbador, man, the single dotted eyes with the big not pupils, but the small pupils, big whites. Like Garbodor is a really, really well-designed Pokemon. People always memed on it as like, it's literally a bag of trash, lol. But there is so much goddamn love and like life put into that bag of trash, man. I'm just saying. And I love that shiny. Is there any shiny Archons / Archeops in the game? I've never seen one. I only know of like 2. There's very few. Very, very few. There's like certain fossil shinies like that. There's like so few of. Same with like Shieldon / Bastiodon. I've only seen a handful. Same with like Rampardos. Like I only know of like 2 or 3 others other than mine. What's the Armaldo is like a super rare one. I don't see many shiny Armaldos at all. All right, we've done a fair amount of Sweet Sense here, and it's felt pretty refreshing. I think it's time to lose the mind again. We're going to head over to the Johto Safari Zone and do some Lapras. Now, this is technically the best way to shiny hunt Lapras. However, if it flees, the mental damage it causes, if it causes you to quit the game, then it's probably not the best method. So, kind of going to be person dependent. I think it is Rocky Beach, I believe. It's like a 20% chance or so to encounter Lapras, I believe. So 1 out of 5. If we get a shiny here, 1 out of 5 chance. It's a rare shiny Lapras, which is not bad. Be a beautiful purple shiny. Dude, that makes me so happy, Xerix. Been ravaging NU with my Bibarel thanks to how simple Swords Dance works. One of my favorite PvP mons of all time, dude. Swords Dance, simple Bibarel. It's so fun, dude. 1 Swords Dance, put them up to +4 attack. You have access to Stab, Quick Attack, and Stab Aqua Jet if you need. You could have Waterfall. You could have Return. It's a fun Pokemon that can catch people off guard for sure. You know, it'd be a good quality of life update. Allow you to just pay while staying like in the Safari Zone, so you could, instead of like having to go in and out. Honestly, that's probably, yeah, that's honestly probably a fine quality of life update. Just to like pay, or maybe you could like pay an upfront cost like 2k and get like that many steps when you go in. That's kind of interesting. And if you leave early, you lose those steps, and that's like the punishment, so you have to like plan ahead of time. I would be very down for an update like that to like allow more long-term progression Safari Zone without being interrupted so much or whatever. Safari Zone is already so many encounters per hour. That is a fair point. To be fair, that's kind of a true, that would increase the encounters per hour a fair bit. Probably like 5 to 15, maybe like that'd be like, it might be a fair increase. But like Safari encounters are so fast because there's less animations. Like you don't have to throw out your Pokemon out of a Pokeball. You just pop up like that. So it's actually like really fast single encounters. My encounter counter sometimes falls behind in the Safari Zone. In 5 years, when Gen 6 comes out, what will you shunt first? It's kind of a good, funny question. I really like, I don't even know what the shinies look like, but like I really like Avalugg and Hawlucha as Pokemon. I think they're Gen 6 or around that. I would love to get a Gengar preemptively. If we know like Gen 6 is going to come out, I love the idea of hunting for a Gengar preemptively so I can have a mega shiny Gengar like day 1. That would be sick. That's a good question. Like what shinies? I just don't know enough about Gen 6 plus shinies or Gen 6 plus Pokemon, but I would love to rediscover some Pokemon or shinies because of that, you know, in 5 years at least. It's not coming out for a long time if it ever does. I'm gonna be totally honest. You guys have probably heard me talk about Pokemon Go a few times in like the recent stream recaps. I really like Pokemon Go. I think it's in a really good state nowadays. And also, like, if you're gonna play 2 different Pokemon games, I think PokeMMO plus Pokemon Go is actually like such a good mix because you get 2 extremely different shiny rates, right? Like in Pokemon Go, I can get like 1 shiny a day, whereas in PokeMMO, it's like once every 3 months. Like you get very different shiny rates, very different systems. I can experience a lot of like Gen 6 plus Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Sorry. I think it actually is like, they actually make for such a good like complementary. If you're gonna do 2 Pokemon games, I really enjoy the dynamic of PokeMMO and Pokemon Go. Now this is the age-old debate, Immortal. I want to get Gible, but it's a 3x horde. Should I go for the ×5 Gabite horde and breed it down? Yeah, if that's an option, I definitely am an advocate of going for a ×5 horde and breeding it down. I think it's a lot better, a lot easier. You're going to save a lot of time. It's going to be more expensive, but you're going to get a better IV Pokemon, and it's faster. Pokeyen generally is pretty easy to get in PokeMMO. Shinies are way harder. You can make your own decision. Obviously, do whatever makes you happy. But I would definitely go for ×5 horde and breed it down. Does Pokerus exist in this game? Absolutely not, dude. In an MMO format, like if Pokerus existed, every Pokemon would just be infected immediately. And then doesn't Pokerus give like double EV gain? So if Pokerus was in the game, like every Pokemon would just have double EVs, and it's like, okay, well, what's the point if it's like every, you know, it's not even special. Every Pokemon would have, like, it would spread so quickly, right? Hey, Patrouski, for Dex completion, if you have a Mon taught OT but don't currently own, like Pikachu, if you buy a Pikachu off the GTL, then evolve it, does it count for OT Dex completion? No, it doesn't. But what you could actually do there, you could buy a Pikachu, if you have OT caught Pikachu but not Raichu, you could buy a Pikachu off the GTL, rebreed it just to make that Pikachu your OT, and then evolve that into Raichu, and that will actually count. There's also a weird thing like, so if you happen to have Raichu OT but not Pikachu, you can't buy a Raichu and breed it down and get OT. But what you can do is if you still have a Raichu with your OT, like the Raichu you caught to get it caught OT, and you breed that down to Pikachu, that will give you OT. Hopefully that makes sense. OT can be kind of tricky. Especially because it differs on like OT breeding and like shinies and stuff like that. It's kind of complicated, but I do have a Pokedex completion guide. A lot of people don't think they need a guide for Pokedex completion, which makes a lot of sense. Like, oh, who needs a guide for Pokedex completion? You just go catch everything, duh. But it's honestly, I really recommend watching it. There's a lot like deeper stuff you wouldn't think about, like Phenos and stuff for sure. So definitely go check it out. You need a guide for everything in PokeMMO, hilariously, you know? It's just a complicated game, dude. I'm about 100 hours into PokeMMO with 3 regions complete. Kanto, Johto, Unova with a little under 200,000 Pokeyen. You're doing pretty damn good. That's pretty like solid progress, man. How would I go about not being poor anymore? I have a playlist on my channel called PokeMMO Money Making Guides with over 80 videos. I would check that out. Tons of beginner money making methods. Get yourself a catching Pokemon, catch some good Pokemon. If you have 3 regions done, including Unova, work on a cheap Jimmy Run team with Typhlosions. You can build that for less than like 50k nowadays. It's kind of crazy, actually. Less than 100k or so. There's a lot of things you can do, man. All right, fellas, but my timer is going off to let me know that my ham is ready. So I have to go prepare my dinner. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. It was a pretty nice long one today. A little over 4 hours, which was nice after a little bit of a, you know, kind of a little patchy break here and there. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. We'll be hitting 58,000 encounters here, hopefully next stream. Discord down below if you're interested in that. It's always linked below every streaming video. And if you want to go above and beyond, guys, if my content has helped you enough, if you can afford it, or if my content has entertained you enough in the background while you hunt, if it's worth it to you, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, or PayPal/Venmo donations allow me to do this. I couldn't do it without the amount of fan support. Thank you all very much. You're incredible. Have a great day and good luck on your shinies. Hopefully you don't grow this dry. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video all the way to the end. I really appreciate that, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. And I also want to quickly say extra thank you to everybody whose name is on this list and goes above and beyond and allows me to do what I do. Thank you very much. Have a good one.